I'm thankful that you did me wrong, cause now I got it right, I promise you gon' miss me gone. I done seen it all like the first picture phone. They wishing on my downfall with the wishing bone. Now unless you was on Cloud 10, under a rock, how you heard a motherfucking word? What's good, y'all? It's yours truly. Once again, Heartbreak Ace. If you're familiar with my content or not, hit that like, comment, subscribe so the algorithm get this breaking content every time I upload. Yo, I know it's like about to be the 4th of July. Everybody gonna be lit. And they say don't hit a drunk man when he down. But when it comes to the algorithm, I don't give two. Let me tell you something. I'm on the way home the other day, right? Guess who I see in the Popeyes driveway? That full algorithm and copyright. You know what I did? I pulled in, made sure it was actually them. Right when that fool was getting that big ass box of chicken, I jumped right through the window on their ass. Like that. Cause I'm like that. Make sure these people get my videos. Nah. Topic of discussion though, why we here. Joe Budden, my guy Joe, the Power Father. Okay, well, on the episode 737, again, he says he's the reason, or he passed the baton to Pusha T, who passed the baton to Kendrick, which is the blueprint of beating Drake. Because you know you need a whole army to beat Drake. The Navy as well. You can say what you want to say about him, but you couldn't just beat him with one person. But I'm going to start rambling and let you hear that the horse's mouth himself. Spin the block.
Talk about your baton passing, or you wanted us to do that on Patreon?
Yo, there's nothing. I think this is such a. It was a slow news day.
That shit is getting legs all over. I saw it on Billboard.
It is on World Star.
I saw it on Billboard.
The spaces will set you up. Billboard, Complex, World Star, Hollywood Unlocked, Jonathan Majors. We gonna get to you crying about that Hollywood Unlocked award.
Can you explain the Ish? Because Ish looks confused. He has no idea what you're talking about with this baton passing.
Ish, they set me up for the gusto again. But I walk into the trap because Joe Budden. We on the spaces, the Drake topic won't die. A Joe Budden fan, clearly a Joe Budden fan, like a music Joe Budden fan, says, hey Joe, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, don't you think that in terms of like the information that was used in the battle that you kind of laid the blueprint for? And I'm down south just walking around outside. Little Buffalo Wild Wings right there. And I was like, you know what? Yo, anytime you say to yourself, you know what? Some bullshit is coming out. But I'm standing, I'm dead ass. So I said, you know what? This is gonna sound arrogant and a little narcissistic, but I don't care, fuck it. I'm talking to my people.
There was other people in there.
Nigga don't know you talking
That's where you always go wrong, thinking you talking to your people. Nigga,
Yeah.
you don't have people. You never had people. You got abandonment issues your whole life. Your dad went to jail. Like, nigga, why you think you got people anywhere? And I said, you know what? I personally do feel like I passed the baton to Push passed the baton to Kendrick, and now the job is done. End quote. Boy, they clipped that motherfucker up like hotcakes, but without the question. So the clip just starts with, and the headlines say, Joe Budden is taking credit for Kendrick's win against Drake. Joe Budden says Kendrick couldn't beat Drake without his information. It's just a mad headline. So they cut out the question, and it's me saying, you know what? I do feel like I gave them niggas the baton, and he gave. Now that we here on my platform where I can expound, I'm not expounding because I 100% stand in that. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Push got a little creative. He went.
Did the research.
Yeah, I don't want it to sound like I passed the baton to Push like Push used everything. I said, I don't feel like that. There may have been remnants, but Push had another level to go to. And he went there and did it effectively, which is why you passed the baton to him. He adds layers. He passes it to Kendrick, who also used remnants of all of that shit and added his layer. and now the job is done. In no way am I taking credit. I don't want no part to this moment. But as someone that has battled, and as an MC, and as someone that's battle tested, take my word for it. When people are engaging in war, them niggas is listening to all the disses that came before it.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens.
That's true.
It just happens. So it don't matter if none of the fans heard the shit, the participants heard it, and I can hear the remnants of the foundation laid by me. Sorry.
What's weird about this whole online discourse regarding this topic is that, like, all the rappers openly say, yo, you were dope, I'm a fan of what you did as an MC, including Drake. And yet they will be like, nobody knows who you are, no one listens to that shit, nothing.
Well,
both things could be true.
True, which is why, myself, Push, the profile needed is not there. The profile, Kendrick adds a trillion things because of the MC and the person that he is. But his profile, with how he got to his main point, like when Push was putting out the blackface pictures, and some of the points he was driving was, hey, our culture is not his culture. Kendrick just leaned all the way into that and put on a master class and a PowerPoint presentation and a masterful execution of that point.
And he's a bigger star at the end of the day.
Yeah, that matters.
I started with profile.
Yeah.
Profile. It starts there. Kendrick is way different. I was mad that it got clipped up that way, but engagement farming, I get it. Have a blast.
Joe, can we just address the fact you have a little bias to seeing Drake get his ass kicked a little bit.
Bias? I love him getting his ass kicked.
All right, I just wanted to. Like,
did you think that he was going to run from?
No, because I feel like because people
keep
keep speaking to that as if Joe is just not being very aware that that's how it comes across. Like,
oh, okay.
But the bad part about it, E, is, and I'm glad you said that, is Drake is being used as a shield for what the real conversation is lying underneath, which is culture people versus numbers people. Mm-hmm. It's not really about Drake for me. He was just the person on the cross.
Let me ask you, but do you think any person that gets to a certain level of success, that's going to be the knock at some point?
No, I think we're conflating things.
You think he came out the gate looking for numbers?
I couldn't say.
Gotcha.
I couldn't say. He was blessed enough to get him from the gate.
True.
Like he was set
That's
up.
true. Yeah,
he was set up in a way.
True.
Not to take away from any of the work he's put in, but
he just had a great position. It's like getting drafted.
He smoked.
It's like getting drafted to the Warriors.
He absolutely smoked
Jordan
this
Poole.
shit.
Yeah, you Jordan Poole.
I told S.O. on Bag for you yesterday. Part of the problem with this shit also is 99% of people are Drake fans, but there's so many different Drakes. Which one are you a fan of?
Good point.
I'm just not a fan of the Drake that Kendrick mutilated.
But what about the struggles that he might have experienced before that? Coming from an actor, trying to be a rapper, nobody probably taking him serious, trying to figure himself out. What about those struggles?
I think that's mythical.
You think it's mythical? You don't think it happened?
I think that every artist that comes in the culture has to make up some sob story about where they came from and how rough it was.
Really? I didn't know you didn't believe that. I thought.
I don't believe that Drake ever had it rough. And I'm not trying to make this a Drake ass. Y'all asked. I'm off it, but I don't think that he. I don't.
Okay.
Listen, I also
Kendrick point was fuck numbers. Nigga, did you ever play football in the street and the pole was the touchdown? The car was the touchdown? Did you have a nickname growing up that your hood gave you?
Did you shoot basketballs in crates?
Yeah, Kendrick was leaning into that specifically, and I think that kind of won him the battle, and that conversation has layers to it, so it grows into something else. But he was just saying, you're not like us.
Yeah.
It's a real simple concept. I don't know why the fans is trying to make this shit so deep.
And just to speak to the whole narrative of people being like, people just wanted to see him get killed, or you were never really a fan. I remember that whole Meek shit going on, and I championed Drake throughout that whole shit. Supported. I played back to back just as much as I'm playing not like us right now. So it's not a matter of like a personal thing. It's just really about.
Oh, y'all know how we did when Back to Back was out.
So
you know how we was moving when Back to Back was out. But I also feel like the people that have been blessed enough to win tremendously should be able to take a loss gracefully. Like us speaking about hold up for a minute. Speaking about what happened with the music. I don't want it to blur the lines of how I may feel about Drake as a person. He could be a great person. The man that he is, I don't know. He could be amazing. I think he's funny. I think he's charming. I think he's witty. But musically, we talking about it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
The weird shit about this is the fans thinking that like people that.
All right, y'all, we back. We spent the block one time. Now, I'm gonna say this. Don't sleep on Joe. He's in that lyrical bag. However, passing the baton, kind of like some hate train shit, bro. I don't know. I could be reaching. It ain't really too much to say. It just, if you analyze it, you know, him and Drake, their beef go way back. Way back. You ain't know? Let's spin the block again.
If Drake were to really be taken down, you would need to involve the women.
Go do your Googles. You'll see Drake with a lot of Joe's.
No, a lot of the OVO dudes kick it with me. You're the only one that avoids me for some strange reason.
They pretended to be friends during the pandemic and fake squash stuff.
This is a classic tale that involves women and egos. Joe Budden and Drake have both had dealings with each other's baby mothers, and we know how that can go. But to really understand the story, we have to take it back to the very beginning. Joe Budden was an early supporter of Drake and has never been shy to express his admiration for the man. In the same breath, his classic mixtape series was very influential to Drake's sound as well. Before So Far Gone, Drake is invited to Joe Budden's girlfriend's party, and this is where this video is taken.
You should be proud. What's going on? Tahiri looks great tonight. Congratulations.
Tahiri looks great.
Unbeknownst to Joe, Drake already had a thing for his lady, Tahiri.
Drake and I was getting to know each other. Dinner, concert, song with dolphins.
There was a conversation between the two of you about Tahiri and her being in the Dominican Republic with him.
Drake got a lot of hoes in common with niggas. Me, there's a few of us out here with a few hoes in common. Yo, I know you fuck my bitch. I don't care.
And in the future, the Eskimo brothers will continue to cross paths. Now you need to know that Joe Budden's second home is the strip club.
If you don't work in New York strip clubs, none of y'all are there more than me. I'm there 3 to 4 times a week.
And I ain't gonna lie, all the bitches in the club knew Joe's name. Oh my God, Joey! How you get the bitches in a strip club to just know your name like this? All of a sudden, they open that shit and spread the red carpet for that nigga.
Some of Drake's best records were inspired by dancers. He even mentions them by name, plus he has never been shy to express his love for the strip club.
Live at Starlets, you know what I'm saying? My baby mom on the wall over there.
Say thanks, Drake!
Who spent the most money with you?
I would say between Drake and Rick.
So naturally, they engage with a lot of the same people and have been publicly tied to a lot of the same women.
Do you care about him retiring stripper jerseys?
He used to date like at least 2 of these 3 women, right?
I'm not gonna speak on any gossip shit because I be knowing more than other people, so I don't know what other people know, so I'm gonna shut up about it.
Respect that girl, forget she's a porn star, let her be your world, yeah.
Sophie told me she was an urban model.
Before any sort of beef went down, they had been friends for years and would hit each other up just to talk shop. Drake at times would hit him up to check the temperature on certain women, but that's later in the story.
Drake calls me while I'm in Sin City. He called me and he asked me some shit that'll remain between him and I.
Let's get into the start of the beef. By the time Views dropped, Joe had already started his podcast, and during his review of the album, he sounded extremely passionate, as he always does.
Views tells me something is wrong. I turned the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now. I think that kid on that album that I heard sounds real fucking uninspired. I think you are so much greater than me. Because my only point here is I think Drake is greater than even Drake knows for himself.
It wasn't a unique criticism either. Many people had similar things to say about the album. The energy he had portrayed on his projects beforehand was missing from views. Joe was also worried about Drake's well-being as he could clearly see something was wrong.
You talk about a man that has been hinting at stuff. This meticulous man has been hinting at things. I'd be damned if something happened to Drake because he feel like he don't have no one to talk to. Just go listen to the interviews. I think he is fighting a huge fight behind the scenes, but he has to tippy-toe.
2 years after this, Drake would admit at this time he was really going through it and had turned into something he didn't understand. But in the heat of the moment, he didn't take kindly to Joe's criticism.
I was having trouble figuring myself out in rap at that time. Right. I was a very defensive individual, you know, just coming off the situations that I had come off of. And I was having trouble trying to make, you know, rap music where I was able to peel back the layers. And so there was a time where I actually thought about taking all the rap off of views and just making it like an album full of music that made me happy.
First, this came from the song No Shopping with French Montana. Before this record came out, French teased it in a Snapchat video.
Bird, I ain't never take a first shot. Pump it up.
The MC who loves to battle and is always eager to rap got a little too ahead of himself by dropping multiple diss tracks because of a damn snippet. This worked against his favor and gave Drake more of an excuse to not have to reply.
They put a clip on Instagram and Snap with just that pump it up part. I think that part gets lost. He initiated this, and when I heard the record, oh, then it was on.
But then it went into 5 different freestyles going at Drake.
4.
Come on, bro.
Since we hadn't heard the song, he looked like he was the angry, jealous, and disgruntled old man who came at Drake for no apparent reason.
You're honestly the oldest person I know who loves Drake as much as you do.
I'm almost upset that I've positioned myself in this way where it seems like I do not. Niggas with hoes, we listen to Drake sometimes.
Okay.
So the only replies he received from the petty king was super passive-aggressive, which he's also a master at.
Do you feel some type of way that Drake never responded?
He did respond. He responded multiple times. I had a grand presentation to get to, but he ruined it.
Well, how did he ruin it?
We couldn't get to the end because he kept DMing me.
Drake then releases 4 p.m. in Calabasas, in which he takes some very obvious shots at Joe.
I love it. This is hard. We all should love it. Actually, the takeaway from this should be, whether you think Joe Budden is crazy or not, you didn't get this Drake on his album.
He then dissed Joe again in 2018 on Diplomatic Immunity. A clever play on words, but at this point it's starting to get weird. Why keep spinning the block on somebody who you claim is a failure and a nobody? Especially when you then retaliate when this individual came at you. You were sending DMs and acting fake when clearly this was bothering you.
And I thought the shot was great and clever, and I'm glad that he made it seem like y'all were friends and then did the shot. I respected that more than anything.
That was the okie doke.
Chess move.
That's not trash that a nigga does that 2 years 2 years after?
Yeah, it's trash.
Come on, Maul.
Is it trash?
Come on, Maul. Even after he DM'd me?
That was a chess move. Set you up.
And told me that he supports me? Damn, my nigga, you gonna DM me and then turn around and like, damn, that's craziness.
Whatever he got with Joe is some other shit. I think it's women between them. Like, it just boggles my mind that Drake, the biggest artist on the fucking planet, this isn't the first time he's addressed Joe.
Joe Budden retired from rap to enter the podcasting and meet.
Alright, y'all, we spit the block twice. Hope y'all ain't dizzy, but you probably is. I get it. Now, as you can see, the origin of the beef stems way back, but it's most likely, as always, dealing with the power of the PUSSY, another woman. Of course, we get it. Whoop-de-doo. Joe was in his lyrical bag, and once Drake praised him, but now he's feeling guy. He don't gotta praise him no more. He feel like he's doing better than him in life. In both of them profession, they the top guy. Let's put that there. So, depending on how you look at it, what you want to succeed in life, to say who's winning, that's up to your taste. But it's not really a reach as far as passing the baton, because he's right. When you battle rap, you kind of analyze the prior beefs. You analyze everything about your opponent. It's the only way you're going to play these chess games and beat them. And I'm pretty sure Kendrick, a hip-hop veteran at a young age, I'm pretty sure he done listen to all of the other diss tracks, because you got to calculate and see what they was good at, what they win at, the points they reached on, to help you get information. You kind of get you like a blueprint on where to dig at, where to go search for that type of information, if you get what I'm saying. So I understand where he coming from with that. He had a part in it. Pusha had a part in it. Shit, to be honest, Metro, Future, Rick Ross, The Weeknd. Who else? Just name 20,000 million other people in the world. All of them had a part in trying to beat Drake. And let's be clear, he lost the battle, but he didn't lose the war. I think y'all really need to read the 48 Laws of Power and read it 3 times. Let me say this again, he lost the battle, but he didn't lose the war. Now, whose side you want is whose side you want. I'm just saying I get what Joe was saying, but like I said, it ain't over till the fat lady sing. And I don't hear nobody singing right now. Better not be the algorithm, because I don't play no. You already know. Nah. Anyway, that's all I have for y'all, man. It's always, man. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Y'all think Joe reaching, or y'all think he got a point? It's always, man. Love each other. Till next time. Yours truly, Heartbreak.